Today we enter the fascinating world of military aviation with an exclusive that will leave you breathless. We are about to present to you the B-21 stealth bomber, a true gem of aeronautical engineering that represents the latest incarnation of United States efforts to improve its nuclear weapons arsenal. In a global context where China's military expansion marks new tensions, the Rider emerges as a forceful response. Get ready to discover a futuristic aircraft with a design that challenges the limits of technology. From the legendary 80s, when stealth aircraft began to set the standard in aerial combat, until today, the B-21 Raider has evolved to make an impressive machine. Join us on this incredible journey as we explore the past, present, and future of these stealth bombers, and discover how history and innovation merge on every flight. Introducing the B-21 stealth bomber. The Rider is the latest representation of the United States military efforts to upgrade its nuclear weapons arsenal in response to China's recent military expansion. In an impressive presentation, a futuristic plane was shown, a Rider with a design capable of impressing any audience. Just as it did in the late 1980s, this was achieved with the B-2 bomber from the front. This unique stealth bomber set the standard for stealth attacks and was developed with the Cold War in mind. Although after the end of the Cold War in the early 1990s, the need for such an aircraft decreased significantly, a new threat has emerged requiring such a meeting. The B-21 Rider was featured in this video. Let's consider the basic model of the Steele's B-2 Spirit bomber and compare it with the latest offering from Northrop Grumman. And before we start, if you like this video and want to see more similar content, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to receive notifications of new videos. Although the battle with the front is not the first stealth bomber, it was the first to acquire an iconic stealth design, more suitable for science fiction movies than for the modern Air Force. The first stealth bomber was an F-117 Nighthawk fixed impact, which first entered service in 1983. The B-2 Spirit was presented 14 years later, in 1997. However, plans to create revolutionary aircraft have been in development for decades. The impact of engineer Jack Northrop's designs, his full-wing project, was first demonstrated in 1949. However, the Air Force adopted it much later, only in the mid-1970s. Stealth targets where aircraft could remain relatively undetected by radar. They were considered the next step in modern warfare. This led to competition among American engineers, and the Northrop project attracted the attention of the United States government, which eventually awarded the main contract after improvements related to low-altitude attack preference. The B-2 Spirit plane made its first flight in 1989 by then. The project had cost nearly $23 billion. The B-2 is a universal bomber that allows the use of nuclear munitions. This bomber was the most important stage in the modernization of the United States bomber fleet, increasing its firepower and allowing global attacks in territories previously considered impregnable. Thanks to an unprecedented combination of low-visibility technologies with high aerodynamic efficiency and a large payload capacity, the aircraft obtained significant advantages over those existing at that time. Susigilo allowed it greater freedom of action at higher altitudes compared to other aircraft, which increased flight range and visibility for aircraft sensors. To achieve these results, the B-2 is equipped with 4 General Electric turbofan engines, allowing 2 pilots to fly a distance of up to 11,012 kilometers without refueling, and up to 18,520 kilometers with a stop for refueling. This is quite impressive given that the maximum takeoff weight of the aircraft is 152 d and has a wingspan of 52 meters. Other key parameters include 21 m in length and a height of only 5 meters, 10 centimeters, allowing you to create an exquisite design. It can be in battle at an altitude of up to 15,200 meters. The plane can move at high subsonic speeds of 10-14 km/h. In terms of operation, Whitman Air Force Base is the only base on which B-2 is based as of December 1993. The first aircraft in history, Missouri's Spirit of War in Kosovo, was the first combat test of the effectiveness of the B-2 in the Allied operation. The B-2 successfully withstood the test, destroying 33% of all Serbian targets, flying from Kosovo and then to Missouri and back for 8 weeks. According to available data, the Spirit bombed the Chinese embassy in Sarajevo. The aircraft also participated in Operation Enduring Freedom in Dagestan, where one of the longest flights from Whitman to Afghanistan and back was made. During Operation Iraqi Freedom, the aircraft was ordered to complete its first combat deployment, flying 22 sorties from Forward Operating Base and 27 sorties from Whitman Air Force Base. In this operation, they released more than 130 million pounds of ammunition. In October 2001, the B-2 set a record after making a 44-hour flight to drop the first bombs in Afghanistan after the September 11 attacks. The B-21 Raider is designed to replace the Spirit after 2030. In the second year, the fleet will be dismantled, as will the B-2. The Raider has its roots far in the past, getting its name in honor of those who participated in the implementation of what was then considered an impossible mission. In 1942, 80 volunteers led by Lieutenant Colonel James Doolittle, nicknamed the Raiders, launched 16 625 aircraft from the deck of the USS Hornet. Although the aircraft were not designed for takeoff from a ship of this type. The incursion turned out to be the most important milestone in the innovation of the American military structure. In this sense, the Northrop Grumman Company, which created the new Raider, decided to name the B-21 in honor of these heroes. If compared to the B-2s from the moment of signing a contract to the debut of the B-21, relatively short time has passed, only 7 years. Although the project was not cheap according to the available data. The cost of the project will be $203 billion over a period of 30 years. At the same time, the cost of each unit will be almost $700 million. A total of about 100 units were supposed to be produced, as originally planned for the B-2. However, as a result of the reductions, only 21 Raider aircraft used 2 turbofans, the Whitney F-135. As in a case, Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II is its maximum. The takeoff weight is 170 t, which significantly exceeds the 152 tons of the B-2. Northrop has also been able to slightly reduce the height of the aircraft compared to the B-2, which is 4.9 m compared to the 5.1 m of the previous model. The wingspan is 50 meters, which is 2 nm shorter than the previous model. The length of the aircraft is also not that large, 20 m, which is 1 mm shorter than the B-2. The B-21 will still have 2 pilots like its predecessor, the B-2s. The top speed will be 1,000 km/h, although the new aircraft may seem smaller in terms of size. In modern warfare, it's important to consider what's inside over the decades. Engineers have learned their lesson and made a technological leap, making this stealth bomber the most discreet. The exterior design of the aircraft in the sky is also extremely important to minimize detection. This is facilitated by a less pronounced nose and flatter air intake. The body of the B-21 aircraft has another important improvement, the coating of the frames, a material that absorbs radar waves. Since its appearance, the B-2 has been significantly improved, but it was an expensive and slow process. Information on these improvements is not disclosed, but it is assumed that the coating of the airframes of the B-21 aircraft will be significantly improved in the standard configuration. One of the most significant changes is the ability to provide protection to aircraft in the future. From an engineering point of view, advances in the last 30 years have made a big leap in design, as has happened with the program and hardware today. The initial equipment of the B-2, a sample from the 1980s, can be found in most people's pockets. Therefore, in the B-21, the hardware and software have been separated from each other. This means the rider is ready to launch weapons that haven't even been developed yet. When they are developed, there will be no need to completely redo the bomber's computer. A simple modernization can be carried out instead. In this way, the B-21 definitely builds on the success of the B-2. Although at first glance it may seem like the little brother of the B-2, in reality the B-21 is a great step forward in stealth in combat. What do you think of the B-21 rider? Share your opinion in the comments. Before we say goodbye, we want to remind you how important your support is. If you enjoyed this video and are passionate about discovering the latest in technology and military aviation, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. By doing so, you will ensure that you do not miss any of our exclusives, and you will stay up to date with all the news. Like the video and activate the notification bell to be the first to know when we release a new episode. Your subscription and comments motivate us to continue creating quality content.